The Easter weekend football is upon us, and as it normally is, it does signal the start of a pretty hectic and busy schedule for all EFL Championship sides. Bristol City are no exclusion from that list and will be hosting Leicester at Ashton Gate this Good Friday in the hope of turning the form around and easing some pressure off Liam Manning. However, from a Leicester City perspective, they have a lot on this game and will be hoping to turn their form around from before the international break and climb back onto the summit of the EFL Championship table, displacing Leeds in the process. Bristol City were in dismal form before the international break, so the international break could have come at a good time for Liam Manning. However, the performances before that was just not good. It was nowhere near the levels we expected it to be, and definitely not the style of football Liam Manning wants us to play. The away defeat at West Brom was no shame in isolation, considering West Brom are in the top six and looks like they've secured a place in the top six already and have got some very good players and a very good side at the Hawthorns. But it was the context of the defeat and the general performances even before that that were just very unconvincing and ultimately resulted in some very, very poor results. Leicester themselves have not been in good form either. Just one win from their last 5 championship games, and for a Leicester side with that much quality in that team throughout the squad, that just isn't good enough. And with the standard Leeds and Ipswich in particular setting at the top of the table, that has meant from a 17-point lead, they have been dragged all the way back into this promotion race, and there is a serious conversation going on about their title credentials, with Leeds currently occupying third position. Apart from home games against West Brom and Southampton, Leicester do have a pretty favourable run in towards the back end of the season and will be hoping that they can reclaim their first position and go on and win the EFL Championship title. Bristol City are definitely not thinking about the title at the moment. They are definitely just thinking about regaining some confidence within the squad and hoping for my perspective, a side that looks like has complete confidence in Liam Manning and is trying to execute the style of play. Whether it works or not is another question in itself, but I think at the moment it's just about getting some confidence across to the players and getting the style of play that hopefully we're going to start playing in far more detail, and it's going to be far more clear to see as from a fan base perspective next season. It's just about getting that across and hopefully building on that in pre-season as well, and just getting a nice, solid, comfortable mid-table finish. In terms of injuries, Bristol City hoping to have Matty James back for this one, and possibly even Callum Naismith if he is going to be fit. I'm not sure about his situation though. Scott Twine did make his reappearance onto the Bristol City scene with a sub cameo off the bench against West Brom in a game that was pretty null and void when he did come on, to be honest. But it was good to see him nevertheless, and with this international break that we have had, hopefully he's going to be fully fit and is definitely in contention to go and start this one against Leicester and make a good impact. As we know, Bristol City have kind of moved away from that possession style of football and the control dominance we all wanted to see, and Liam Manning was trying to implement initially, but I just don't think the squad are playing with enough confidence or have got enough in them technically to go ahead and execute that on a weekly basis and do it well and win games consistently to do that. And so Liam Manning has responded to that and gone and changed it to a more direct style of football, far more focused on the defensive side of things, and generally a little bit more direct as well, which I'm fine with, but it's just not what Liam Manning has previously done at MK Dons and Oxford, and to see a manager go from A to B so quickly in terms of style of play is also very concerning, just because of 3-4 defeats it would have been at that point. So therefore I am hoping to see a little bit more of a possession style of play and maybe just a little bit more in terms of the counter-attack, and see just a little bit more from this side, a bit more energy, and maybe playing against the top side of the Championship will help us in doing that. Leicester are obviously very possession oriented. They're obviously very much on the dominant side of most possession stats in the Championship, and when you've got a midfield three of Harry Winks, Keenan Dewsbury Hall and Wilfred Ndidi, you're probably going to dominate most games in midfield as well. And with the fact Bristol City normally tend to line up with a midfield two in general, with Jason Knott playing a little bit further forward, it's going to be very hard from Bristol City perspectives to control things in possession. So again, I want to see a little bit more of a possession-based style of play, but again, it is going to be incredibly difficult against this Leicester City midfield in particular and dominating that aspect of the pitch. So how do I expect Bristol City to line up? I expect it to be a back four unless something drastic has happened within these 2 weeks that Liam Manning has just not talked to us about. It'll be Max O'Leary in goal. Back four, I'd say Ross McCrory, Zach Viner, Rob Dickie and Cam Pring in midfield. I would generally go with Jason Knight and Joe Williams and then put Scott Twine in the number 10 position. And then I'd put Mark Sykes on the right and Anas Mameti on the left, and then put Tommy Conway up top. But that is what I'd go with. Let me know in the comment section below, what is the team you'd play this Good Friday? So this is going to be a tough game. Despite Leicester's recent poor form, they do have an abundance of quality within this side. They've been in the Premier League for God knows how many years, so they do have a lot of quality just littered within the squad. They do have a couple of injury problems, but Ricardo Pereira is back. Abdul Fattah and Steffi Mabdidi looked fatigued, so they're going to be back as well from a Leicester perspective, and that is going to be massive for us. We know Bristol City, we have a little bit of a weakness at left back, not necessarily in terms of personnel, but teams have targeted that their right hand side and our left hand side, and they've pushed Campering back, and it's just obliterated him. Wes Burns at Ipswich, who absolutely killed him, even Paveda and Lucas Anderson against QPR as well. So if Mavididi or Abdul Fattah is up against Campering, it's going to be a tough day for Pringy at left back. However, I can see maybe us causing a little bit of few problems potentially on the counter attack, but it is going to be incredibly tough from Britain's perspective, especially if we sit back and kind of revert back to what we were seeing recently just before the international break. I think Leicester will kill us if we just sit back and allow them to do what they want in possession. So from that perspective, I can only see one outcome here, and I think it is going to be a 6th defeat in 7 for Liam Manning, and pressure is going to be right on him in terms of the confidence we have in the fan base and the confidence that these group of players have. If we get beaten comfortably at Ashton Gate tomorrow, it is going to be really toxic, and it's going to turn really quickly. I'm going to go Bristol City 1, Leicester City 3. Let me know your score predictions down in the comment section down below. So that is it for this match preview. If you have enjoyed it, hit like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Annie Harris Football Channel for more Bristol City content in the future. I will catch you all later, probably at the game. I'll be there for the match day vlog, so you can check that out after the fact as well. Thank you very much for watching. Keep safe, and I'll catch you all later. Cheers.